dying off. And at the other end, Nongkseh, they know as well in the last game. And so, the wings take flight here in Shillong on your frame from the left to the right in their sky blue. It is Nongkseh who's gonna attack. And on your frame from the right to the left in their signature yellow and black, it's Mumbay FC taking charge. Early long ball in, all the way to Jadhav today, stepping up in place of Mumbai's other goalkeeper who didn't really had a great tournament. In fact, a change in goalkeeper personnel for Nongkseh as well. In the last game, it was Simlier who was taking charge. Today, they have resorted to Darafun Talan.
Yeah, it's an area where teams in Shillong over the years always struggled in terms of bringing through goalkeepers. Not many top flight goalkeepers have come from the state of Meghalaya. I think that switch in strategy, the teams like Shillong Lajong looking to go outside for their goalkeepers. Brought some great names over the years, the likes of Lalforma Ralte, who was at Bengaluru FC, an I-League and Federation Cup winner with them. And then over the years, the likes of Vishal Kate, Manas Dubey, and many others.
An attack originating from the left. Unfortunately, the cross that they were planning to try and get into play, that took a deflection. Early involvement for Kid Buklan.
An early test now for Mumbay. Certainly don't want to be conceding from a set piece. Need to keep your concentration levels up. Make sure you track your runners.
A gentle flick and a long ranger as well. Not in the frame of the goal. Whizzes past. An early test for Pratik Jadhav, but doesn't get any glove to it.
A good little variation. Play short outside the box and look to try and surprise the Mumbai team as they're all coming out. Lots of bodies in the way for the goalkeeper. Just needed to keep it on target though.
Mumbai venturing forward, hoping to launch what can be an attacking essay of their own. But they'll also have to breeze past what's been a very vigilant defense from Nongkseh. Apart from those 5 minutes of resumption after half-time in the last game, where Lansing simply unleashed a storm, scoring 2 quick goals. That's a good long ball, and a lot of space as well. Mumbay does get hold of the ball and eventually spending too much on it. A slide comes in and it goes out for a corner.
Play a high line, and that's what you need to do. Push teams back, play that ball over the top and get in behind them. Just a little bit of a heavy touch by the winger that allowed the defender to get back, make a challenge, but they get their first corner, and let's see what they can do from this.
Set pieces should be what they'll be already eyeing for. And on pen and paper, when it comes to quality, there's a significant bit of gulf between the two sides. A bit of complaint coming in from Talan. Slightly heavy corner. And Pratik Mondo's already blown the whistle, awarding a goal kick to Nongkseh. Joseph Naik, fairly excited, knows that his team will want an early goal. And they'll try and actually negate the first half fight that Mumbai actually comes up with.
Yeah, the way this Nongkseh team started in the Indian Oil Durand Cup, you would have felt they approached this tournament with the view that they could possibly get out of this group.
That was a good long ball, basically a couple of players missing out, and then eventually the clearance coming in just in the nick of time from Ahmed Faiz Khan. A quick throw will be expected, and eventually at the end of it all, after an entanglement of boots, the ball goes out, corner for Nongkseh.
the sides in this group, all teams that are from Shillong, so they're used to the conditions. Not just that, they're in full flow in the Shillong Premier League, so they are at match fitness. So probably at different levels in their conditioning, different levels in their stages of periodization, you could say, of their season. And that makes a huge difference in the latter parts of the game.
Now the centre comes in from the right. Nicely kept in play, possession stays alive, wonderfully done. A lovely couple of steps out there, but as they say, the commentators curse, once again coming alive. Mumbai wins the ball and they try to find some space. 1 versus 2, actually good use of the physique, and eventually sends in a ball that had way too much weight. Did excite Ajay Gopal Acharya for a while. Just to add to what you've just said, the altitude effect, I think England themselves, a lot of writings did happen from the England newspapers. They came in with when England was about to play in Azteca in the World Cup. We're very worried and concerned about the altitude that's going to come to play out there. But eventually England did manage to conquer it all.
We're not quite as high as the Azteca Stadium. It's still about 1,500 meters above sea level in Shillong. So that's certainly, it's a huge difference from where Mumbai play, obviously, at sea level.
And that's a great forward ball. Chips the ball, Lingo brought down. Does it attract the referee's attention? Looks like it has. Pratik Jadhav declines it. And it possibly is going to be a penalty. We'll try and confirm that. But the protests kind of tells you a story.
But it should be a penalty. It looked like a really clumsy challenge from the goalkeeper. It's wonderful football. Once Chesterpol's in there, he's clever enough to know that he's not going to be able to get us a goal-scoring opportunity. He just takes that touch away from the goalkeeper as we have a look at it there. And I'm guessing from this angle, we haven't got the clear angle, we have a look at it here. There's probably contact. Yeah, there's definitely contact there. It looks like the goalkeeper, Pratik's, slid into Chesterpol's heel, made contact. And that's a very, very easy decision for the referee. It's a naive mistake from an inexperienced goalkeeper. You do not need to be making a challenge there.
And Hardy set to inflict the punishment. A very cool, a very level-headed customer there, Hardy Cliff Nongkseh. Locked, loaded, and bam! Pierces the net without any resistance at all. Sends Pratik Jadhav reeling in a different direction. And a simple finish for Hardy Cliff Nongkseh from the dreaded spot.
You certainly don't need to be giving gifts out at the moment, and that was a gift from Mumbay in terms of he wasn't going towards goal, he's facing away from goal, give away a penalty, and the set piece maestro, Hardy Cliff Nongkseh, is not going to miss from there.
He'll be a happy man. He'll definitely be a happy man ever since he's come to the club. In an interview, he made it very clear that he's absolutely enjoying his time at Nongkseh. And there were a couple of questions where he was asked that if this is more like a step back that he's trying to see this as. And he made it clear, it's not a step back. It's just him getting ready to gear up for greater heights. Mumbai tried to wriggle free as well from clutches of Nongkseh, trying to get in those couple of forward balls. We've got the physiques in place, but again, to get the positioning right. And Nongkseh, always ready for an answer. They get hold of the ball. Once again, brilliant bit of combination play out there between themselves. Lovely bit of chemistry as well. But Mumbay manages they knock it way too forward, too easy at the end of it all, and gets their danger lines cleared for now. And in fact, they do manage to originate a counter-attack through the center. Shanotarian gets a deflection, goes out for a corner.
Yeah, wonderful play in midfield once again from Hardy Cliff Nongkseh. Lovely dummy, just let the ball through to a teammate. and immediately they were in behind Mumbay. Tarian could see the frame of the goal. It wasn't the best of shots, probably was going wide. The deflection left the goalkeeper rooted, unfortunately for him. It's gone out for a corner.
Another one of those short corners. Oh, that's a quality football. Just couldn't get the pass right. But the kind of courage with Nongkseh are playing, the kind of confidence, the fact emotionally aware of the players and what their positions are, that's been really incredible to watch. Mumbai's kind of also struggling with the bounce that's on offer right now. The first touches that we've seen from the Mumbai players hasn't been really great.
Yeah, there's a couple of parts of the field where it looks like the turf's cut up a bit, maybe in the warm-ups and the fact that we had, a large number of games in a short period.
A little flip out there, right in front of the referee's eyes. Pratik Mondol, he won't hesitate in giving that a free kick.
Scott shot on. Hence the referee. It's blowing up, but he's let the game flow over the course of a lot of the games that we've seen. Pratik Mondol, he's had a good control of the game, allowed the games to flow, and that's really positive. The referees this season, we always talk about how the players and teams have adapted over for a new season, and I think one of the big positives is how the goalkeepers, the referees, are letting the games flow and making for a much better contest in terms of how much ball and play we're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to see the ball stopping too much. It also kind of kills the rhythm of the game as well. Makes it difficult for the players unless it's extremely necessary. So it's kind of a step up. Good forward ball as well. Oh, nicely brought down too. Wonderful bit of control. Gets that little back flick. Nongkseh, they've got players. The hand comes waging. Possession falls back for Nongkseh. And they straight away recycle into the attacking zone. Cuts in. Looking for that space. Lovely little flick into the box. And more of a half-hearted clearance out there from Mumbai. But Nongkseh, they are persistent. And possession stays with them for now. Couple of touches forward does well to actually win it back. But Nongkseh overloading them with the numbers. Just trying to get that ball into the cantering strike. You have Dwight Dabrio for the fall shot.
Yeah, at the moment Mumbai is struggling to string more than 3 passes together when they win possession. It's starting to look like one-way traffic. The home side settling in quite well, comfortable on the ball. Good movement from players off of the ball, just to come short, give options for the man on the ball. And the more they do that, the more they're going to start pulling the Mumbai players out of position. And eventually they will look to find those openings and get the likes of Chesterpaul, Tarian, as well as Kipbok into goal-scoring positions. Aynam's been a little bit quiet, didn't mention his name, and probably wanted to get our attention. It's a nice little run from out to in to get inside. Nice little 1-2. The less said about the last part of it, the better.
It's actually good to see how the introduction of Kipbok it's kind of changed the dynamic for Nongkseh. In the last game, they were kind of focused too much on those long rangers coming in. Today, they have a new variety coming in, a new dimension of football coming in. Kipbok very cool and calm, out under the pump. And he's just getting those little touches, those little flicks to veer the ball off its trajectory and set it up for his teammates. That's been really impressive. Small changes, but mighty impact. Nongkseh comes knocking on the door again. Shano Tarian fails to get a touch on the ball. Mumbay trying to be adventurous. Does get hold of the ball and eventually knock it forward. But that's a good release. Referee says advantage. Now the crossfield ball attempted. And will go out of the park as Durand Cup watches it. control takes from Nongkseh. Gets long, goes long. The ball skids off the surface as well. Chester Paul Lingdo, that's what he's exactly trying to say. Possibly urging his players to go slightly flatter maybe. Pressure continues from Nongkseh, but now Mumbay, they do well to wriggle free. They move forward in sync. Actually, the proximity kind of was almost close to zero. A very weird bit of positioning there from Parag. Didn't even turn around, didn't create the space, just kept on asking for the ball. Nongkseh happy to keep the ball at their feet, considering that there's hardly any kind of pressure so far from Mumbai. Does well. The passing has been so far great from Nongkseh, and they come again. They cut in, they go for a long ball, long shot. In fact, takes a deflection out for a corner.
Yeah, that's what's going to have to be the modus operandi for Nongkseh. You look at how many yellow shirts there are behind the ball, dropping so deep and defending inside their own box. Very little space to thread a through ball. So it's going to have to be set pieces, shots from distance, or get the ball into wide areas and deliver crosses, but that's not normally the strength of Nongkseh.
Nongkseh delivers the corner. Not the most optimal headers. However, Nongkseh, they'll be ready to win the second ball and knock it forward. Chester Paul Lingdo does well to control it. Oh, that's a brilliant nutmeg. Can he win the ball? And eventually scrambles altogether. Goes out for a goal kick, that one.
Yeah, he completely sold the fullback on him, crossing the ball. It's a cheeky little nutmeg to get it through his legs. And there's enough players later who crowded out and helped Praveen win that ball. Good to see the likes of Dwight coming back and helping out defensively. And that's what they're going to have to do to keep the scoreline within touching distance, where we've seen other teams, even though they've been out-muscled, out-fought, and outclassed in terms of ability, still managed to hold on, because you're always going to get one chance in the game.
Now Mumbai looking for their chance of the game. But Nongkseh, persistent and fairly dogged in their defensive resolve. They do well to win the ball back. But Mumbai now trying to overload them with the number of attacking players. Will eventually have been completely taken out from the equation. They knock it forward, still with Nongkseh. Again, good situational awareness there from Shano Taryang. Taryang was impressive in the last match. Got a goal as well, got the opener in fact. Yeah, that's a good long ball. The chest wrapping, however, doesn't really go as planned. Gets it wide. Taryang doesn't get hold of the ball, and that's been knocked out of the park. They take a quick look if it's a corner or a throw.
This is unusual. 22 minutes in already. You're looking at two substitutes. One in centre midfield, Al-Azhar, as well as Dwight on the left wing, making way.
Afzal Nurani coming on. That is kind of expected because Afzal Nurani, again, one of the most experienced campaigners on the side. The corner gets a bit of a ballooning arc altogether. Hardy tries to win the ball. Mumbai wins it back. And they were looking forward. They were looking to venture forward. Once again, another one of those wrong balls. and it just goes out of the park for a throw-in. Nongkseh will breathe better. Could have been a great ball, in fact, but good follow-through as well. Well, the two changes, Mandeep Singh Multani coming on, Afzal Nurani coming on. And Dwight Dabrio couldn't really get himself in the position that he wanted to. Had to drop back time and time again. Another one of those attacks from Nongkseh, who are fairly relentless. Or that could have been a very cheeky enterprise. Nicely repelled away by Mumbay. They might have some space. They actually do the right thing. And from the right, they come knocking on the doors again. Do they have enough players? And that's quite a knockdown. Pratik Mondol blows the whistle, awards a free kick. It's Afzal Nurani, the man who comes on and wins a free kick for Mumbai.
You know, obviously clear instructions. Wanted players who are a bit more forward-thinking probably and willing to carry the ball. And that's exactly what Nurani has done. He managed to draw a foul. Advance his side further up the field, get numbers forward into the box and possibly give them a chance of equalising and get something back into this game. So if they can get something off of this set piece, certainly looks like a very, very astute substitution from Ajay Acharya.
Afzal Nurani, the man who's already played 18 matches in the Indian Football League, has got 3 goals as well, a couple of assists. Let's see if his introduction can bring about a leash of life for Mumbai. Gets a free kick in, but Nongkseh alert as ever. And eventually the referee blows the whistle, awards a free kick in favour of Nongkseh.
Yes, clever tactical foul just to prevent any kind of attack in transition, but they're still straight away at it, Nongkseh.
A little start-stop now, the rhythm. The referee blowing the whistle once again, awarding a free kick, and it was Shano Tariang drawing the foul. And it's the man who just came on, Afzal Nurani, once again. He's everywhere, wants to be everywhere. He knows that is exactly why he's being sent into the pitch too early into the game, 25 minutes in. A fairly untoward move by any preceptor. And the midfield maestro ready to deliver. Knocks it forward. A little fumble, the ball pops out of Pratik Jadav's hand. No one from Nongkseh in that fire path.
That's good delivery. Just needed someone getting there ahead of the goalkeeper. Brave goalkeeping to come out. Lots of bodies in the way. It's good to see that Mumbai have managed to still keep the scoreline respectable, even though obviously a lot more attacks from the home side, a lot more possession.
Another cross in the box. Pratik does well. Was a regulation take, but of course had his nerves dangling by a very slender thread on that occasion. Nongkseh to do well to win the ball once again. The same slipping factor. Multani coming forward. The ball eludes everyone. Mumbai wins it back. They knock it forward. Mandeep. Lovely bit of footwork out there. Cross comes in from the left. And a crucial intervention there. Possibly from an advancing Darafoon. Allowing Nongkseh to get some space for themselves. The two changes made has kind of brought some life to Mumbai.
Yes, Aliaz, that's a good looking cross. Keeper had to make an adjustment. Seemed to take a little bit of a deflection just as it was approaching him. So it looks like a very awkward save from the goalkeeper. They're up. Just expecting almost like a deflection. It's gone out with his feet and somehow managed to clear the ball away from the danger area.
Fairly decent bit of stint from Mandeep and Avzar. It was a very good cross as well that came in from Praveen Kumawat at Nongkseh. They're back again, hunting for those moves. Hardy pushes it to the right. Another fine cross, but this time it was slightly tame. Easy clearance there for Mumbai. Quickly taken through. Possession stays alive with Nongkseh. A little push from the back. And the referee quickly blowing the whistle. Just trying to get some time as well there. Mandeep Singh Multani.
Yeah, the subs definitely make an impact. That's a clear foul on Mandeep as he's looking to play the ball forward. Kinsai just clipping his heels, unfortunate not to go into the referee's book.
Mumbai, at least in terms of execution, the fact that they have to play those long balls, what they are lacking is the conviction and also the passing range, the passing accuracy has been all over the place. They've somehow seen that they have been way too panicky. The moment they get hold of the ball, they want to just knock it forward. Players have looked like they just want to be rid of the ball and trying their compatriots to try and bring into the game. And that is why that run from Praveen Kumawat a few moments ago, that really looked great. This time Nongkseh trying to play one of those forward balls. Well, of course, Nongkseh spearheading the possession. And not just by an inch, but by a significant mile. Hardy pushes it to the right. And that is very well done there. Good track back from Mandeep. And quickly cuts down what could have been another potential delivery in the box.
Yeah, Mumbai doing really well to get numbers back in defence. You just look at it, every single player back in their final third, making sure they're crowding out the Nongkseh players, not giving them the space. And this is where their coach, Joseph Naik, is going to have to earn his stripes. You've gone into the lead a bit fortuitously with a penalty. That goalkeeper didn't need to make that challenge. And since then, there's been a few sort of shots from distance, a few crosses that have caused a little bit of a problem, but nothing too much that Mumbai would be unhappy about going into half-time if things stay the way they are. I certainly feel they can get back into this game, and this is where Nongkseh have to figure out how they can try and unlock this stubborn defence at the moment.
They'll have to be a bit clinical when they go up, because in the final third it feels like they're just getting way too their things. Of course, one crucial factor, one critical factor, as you pointed out. But back to that, Mumbai now, they get hold of the ball. That's a brilliant forward delivery, slightly overstruck. And Darfloon Talang comes charging out of his line and eventually snubs what could have been the first opportunity for Mumbai.
That's a great little run, just needed. I mean, you could say if the weight of the pass was less, the defender probably would have got there. It's good defending in terms of knowing their angles, knowing where the keeper was. But it's a good positive approach from Mumbai FC.
Nongkseh, they'll just have to slow things down if needed, because again, it's one thing for sure that is understandable is that you keep on going at the same tempo, but at times you just need to tweak as well. Nongkseh, they do well to win the ball, but Mumbai always ready to try and get the clearances in play. And despite that long stretched foot off, Mandeep couldn't keep the ball in play. Nongkseh quick to pounce on the ball. Of course, when it comes to endurance out in these areas, Nongkseh will be the ones, but that little slip up just outside the box. A little diagonal ball for Chestapal Lingo, who gets it all wrong as the ball pops out of the park for a goal kick.
Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of complacency settling in. Seeing a few tricks and flicks from some of the Nongkseh players trying to put to the gallery, play to the crowds, and not just get their basics right. Player of Chesterfield Lingdo's ability has got to do better. Unopposed in that area, know what he can do once he gets the ball in those wide areas. He's got to make sure that delivery is a lot better than that.
Absolutely, there's no place for complacency in football. In Mumbai, just for a moment, they felt that they've actually won the ball. Nice and clean with the referee observations.
I think Pratik wanted to play the advantage for the earlier foul, and that's why he's pulled it back. You could see him pointing back to a previous incident and saying, well, I'll let you go because you had the ball. There's no advantage gain. So good refereeing once again.
Right in front of the referee's eyes there.
Yeah, that's Carlos going into the book. It's just sloppy play though from Nongkseh. Tawancha Carlos Chalam. It's a clumsy challenge, lunging at it. But it all comes from his teammates not looking after the ball properly. And they're not under too much pressure. They're just being a little bit careless, a little bit forceful in trying to pass. Just need to try and settle on this game.
Find out, if not a goal, but at least a couple of 2 to 3 moves knit together in a span of around 4 to 5 minutes. They'll get their confidence back, because Nongkseh, as you pointed out, somewhat feels like that they are trying, they have been kind of overconfident. Voting might not be the best way forward. Another one of those, again, that overstretched leg. Does get that first touch in by quick to win the. A cheeky knock forward. The ball gets skidded off the surface. Is there contact? No, there isn't. And Nongkseh now, they are starting to live on lightning bolt, and it might not be a very wise place to be.
A crucial interception from Meban. Otherwise, it looks like Shashwat was clear through.
A lot of space out there for Praveen Kumawat. Praveen gets the crossing, and that has been repelled away by Meban once again.
Yeah, having a look at that through ball just through the 2 centre backs. Meban making good recovery. Timed his challenge really well. Paragu was through on goal on that occasion.
Avzar ready to call that in. Second corner for Mumbai FC. They're looking fairly positive in terms of their body language. They haven't given in to the growing pressure. That's a quality ball, quality defensive intervention as well. Mumbai looking to come around. They do. And just that attempt to try and knock it forward has been blocked. And the quick throw and taken. And Nam does well. Uses that height of his, goes for that towering leap.
Yeah, he's been impressive. Nam, one of the young players. You look through this Indian Oil Durand Cup, a couple of good young players coming through.
Bansal gunning in that header, that long throw basically, but then again a bit of a scrambling affair out in the box. Bansal again. A bit of a back header, but alright, and it goes out again for a goal kick. Nongkseh might just try and think about what's not really working out for them right now. They've looked good in terms of attack, and of course individual brilliance from Nam and Meban has kind of saved them on a couple of occasions. They should be hoping to do better.
You'd have to say at the moment between the two coaches. Ajay Acharya will be the happier one. He's made a couple of changes. Was surprised, 22nd minute, to make a double substitution. But since then, his side have had a few more attacking moments. And this man, Joseph Naik, you can see from that expression, it's a pained expression on his face. He's trying to figure out, what can I do now to make the changes, to react to the changes made by the opposition coach? Or what can I do at halftime? Is it personnel that I need to change? Is it the shape? Is it the way we're playing? Something has to change. Otherwise, they could so easily get drawn into a scrappy game here where they'll end up conceding an equalizer.
Once again, it's the big man, Mandeep Singh Multani, surrounded, serenaded by almost 3 to 4 players. Mumbay, they felt for a moment again that they might have an exhilarating move forward, but then the referee had completely otherwise to say. One of the changes which Joseph Naik might be thinking about is the temperament. Nongkseh, they'll have to just calm things down a bit, get hold of the tempo. Right now it feels like the game is kind of getting a bit too fast for them because the way they are playing the forward balls as well, the kind of control that you would expect from the likes of Enam Jurwa, Chester Paul Lingdo, that's going all over the place, and that's really helping out Mumbai to win the ball and knock them forward. Nongkseh might have something to look forward to. Hardy. Oh, that's wonderfully done there by Shano Tarian, and a crucial sliding tackle coming in. Possession, however, stays alive for Nongkseh. That's a good ball forward, a gentle flick. Oh my word, everybody came undone. But the Lady Luck herself comes in with a divine intervention, bailing out Mumbai FC on that occasion. And Nongkseh again, finding a sniff, gets the cross in. But Mumbai eventually clearing out their danger lines. Not for long. Hardy knocks it forward. Wonderful combination play. Shano Tarian getting a bit of a heavy touch, but he does recover. Another cross in the box. And another headed clearance. And now comes the long ranger. Lady Luck, who saved Mumbai before, has now proved to be their unspooling. A deflection. And a nasty off-track hit altogether gets Nongkseh their second.
And that's the funny thing about football. There's some great play down the right wing from Kinsei Kongset. Somehow the ball just didn't go into the back of the net from his crosses, but they recycled the ball, kept it going, and then it was a speculative shot from distance. We saw one earlier where a deflection just took it wide of the goal. This time, a shot that probably once again wasn't on target. Struck his own teammate. I think he was in an onside position. Oh, he's celebrating, Carlos, but I think it's his teammate, Shano Tarian, who probably got the last touch. Or was it Kipok? We'll have another look, but it definitely is 2-0 to Nongkseh, and we were wondering how they were going to get a goal. It was a little bit of luck, and a lot of good luck, to be fair. But you've got to give them credit for the perseverance and how they kept recycling the ball, and just as an attack after attack on this Mumbai side. And now they'll probably breathe a little bit easier knowing the coach is not going to be as furious at the halftime break as he probably would have been had they just gone in with a 1-goal lead.
It looked like it was Carlos Chalam who had a little flick of foot out there. So Carlos Chalam possibly was the one who actually got the heel flick in play. For a moment it felt like it's come off a deflection. Just to Paul Lingdo now. Lingdo still sticking out to the ball. Another long ranger, but this time straight into the gloves of Pratik Jadhav. Not willing to give in so easy. Of course, as you pointed out, it's the persistence that pays off in football. Persistence plays a very critical role. Once again, Nongkseh knocking on the doors, trying to come up with a couple of step overs, but almost ended up with an entanglement of his own boots. Mumbai now gets hold of the ball, trying to create a bit of opening. And the problems continue once again, slipping off, losing his foothold. It's too tough when you keep on slipping to try and control the ball.
You just wonder, Rohit, looking at a couple of players slipping once again, a couple of players having really poor touches on the ball bobbling up at times. Just wonder if the conditions, that high humidity you talk about, it's because the dew starts to settle in at this time in the evening in Shillong, and that moments where that happens is probably where players are starting to feel a little bit of the greasy surface, the ball skipping on a little bit too quickly, just like that moment, and going past them. And they're just struggling to get a grip on the game, and that's probably why we've had a little bit of a scrappy first half. It's been a goal from a needlessly given away penalty and a deflection. Still have yet to score a well-worked proper goal, Nongkseh.
Lingdo now looking for it, but then the referee's blown the whistle already. There was a little bit of scuffle while Lingdo tried to win the ball, and eventually the referee spotted that it was not by the books that Lingdo went in. Mumbay now knocking it forward. They'll also have to work on that first touch of theirs. Understandable that the ball's kind of bobbling up. There's occasionally, as you pointed out, the dew. It's making the ball skid as well, so it makes a lot of changes altogether to how you want to approach the game, how you are trying to view the game. But at the same time, when you're playing at a professional level, you're playing in the Durand Cup, you will have to be very, very clear. You will need to have that bit of clarity as well, that what are your possible openings going forward? What is the strategy? What is the ploy that you want to try and use? Shano Tariam, still with Tariam, actually does well to set it back up. And then Nongkseh just gives it away.
Yeah, the games lacked quality, to be fair. But with the 2 minutes of added time, we'll probably go into half-time with a 2-0 lead. At least we've got goals. We've got a second half where anything can happen, as we saw the last time Nongkseh came out against Nongkseh.
Chesterpaul Lingdo didn't really have that shooting lane. Kind of improvised, kind of went with whatsoever he had. Straight into the gloves, straight into the midst of Prateek Jadhav. Mumbay now kind of desperate. But Nongkseh, they're kind of fast. They're winning the ball, they're more intent, and they win a free kick as well. Chesterpaul Lingdo obviously spearheading the charge for them, alongside Hardy Cliff Nongri.
Yeah, just clipped Chesterpaul as he's bringing that down on his chest. Can they conjure up something in this last minute of this first half and go in with a scoreline that'll probably make their coach a little bit happier, despite the fact that they haven't played anywhere near to their potential?
A little knock forward. Nongkseh trying their best to win the ball. Rep says just get back up, a couple of minutes of additional time. Looks like he'll have to hold himself back because both the players are down and looks like in agony. But one thing is clear for Shoprat, that the dew has come into play. You can see those patches of grass coming up and those little scoops all together, and there you go. Yeah, not really willing to give in till the last moment.
There you can just see there, starts getting caught in the ground. Getting caught in an area where you don't want to get caught with a pair of football boots. Especially just going into half-time now. But Meban will be hoping that Prateek Mondal also just realizes you're better off going into the dressing room, drying out a little bit, coming back in the second half with a little bit more quality. And that certainly wasn't there as that struck into the back of the referee.
Yeah, Prateek Mondal was quick, asked a question. Come on, I just got the ball in place. Why are you making me the target man? I'm not going to deliver the goal for you. A little banter between the two players. And of course, Prateek Mondal, of course, a very seasoned campaigner. Has been a part of IFL before, has been a part of ISL as well. So kind of knows the trick of the trade. Little flick, diagonal one. Trying to control that. Jurba does well. In fact, it's Kongsit. And And looks like Nongkseh, they are happy to settle down with that 2-goal cushion. And that's how things will come to an end at the end of the first half. A 2-0 lead is what Nongkseh has managed to rack up after what can be said as a very hard-fought first half. Mumbai FC, they had their fair shares of outings, one would say, not really categorical chances. But yes, they'll take a lot of heart from the first half. And pretty decent work by both sides. A quick look at the numbers for sure. 69% ball possession for Nongkseh, 31 for Mumbay FC. 8 shots, 4 of them on target. Just that solitary shot from Mumbai. And they failed to find the frame. We'll take a quick look at the highlights of what was more or less a scrappy first half. Not the kind of rhythm, not the kind of destructive rhythm that we were expecting from both sides. One of the primary reasons being with the ball having a bit of an awkward bounce. Good combination play from both sides to kickstart proceedings. And then eventually it was Nongkseh who got things in motion. There was the penalty that was won there by Chesterpaul Lingdo.
You see Chesterpaul Lingdo, clever recognizing he doesn't have a shooting opportunity, just takes that touch away from the goalkeeper who was careless in bringing him down. Hardy Cliff Nongkseh was careful, puts the keeper the wrong way and then passed that into the opposite side of the net. And after that was just a lot of shots from distance, a lot of wasteful possession. The keeper did well, but never really had to exert himself. And eventually, the away side grew into the game, getting a few opportunities of their own, resulted in an awkward save from Durand, going with his feet, body facing the complete wrong way. And it got a little bit feisty after that with the likes of Carlos going into the book. There were a few sort of naughty challenges flying around. But this was a good challenge to make sure he kept his side in the lead. Mevan timing his tackle to perfection to snuff out the threat.
And then from the other end, of course, we saw a deflected strike there. A lovely little heel flick there from Kit Boklang. The shot came from Carlos Chalam. Kit Boklang just managing to veer it into the net. Nice bit of footballing acumen on display there from Kit Boklang. Nongkseh did try their luck as well, but the long ranger nestling itself into the hands of Pratik Jadhav. And at the end of it all, the end of the first half, it's Nongkseh who has a 2-0 cushion. Goals from Hardy and Kit Boklang got them where they are right now. We'll take a short breather and be back with the second half. Stay tuned.
I am one person who was very much afraid of death. Too much of water. The more you breathe in peace, the better you do in water.
Now with the rocket star. He's a finish. Not the people peace. He's a hunter, he can be a leader. He uses the cover, he's only his piece. Everybody is a gangster. Can you see the monster?
कारगिल में लहराया जज्बा, हम तैयार हैं हर चुनौती के लिए। अब युद्ध सीमाओं तक सीमित नहीं, ये लड़ाई है डेटा, साइबर और स्पेस की। तीनों सेनाएं थल, जल, नभ अब एक सोच, एक तालमेल और एक संकल्प के साथ खड़ी है।
जश्न है भारत रग रग में
16th August. I repeat, 16th August. The mega sporting day. India's test battle reaches on. Witness the biggest octagon fight. And the first trophy of the season is waiting. This is not just a Sunday. It's the mega sporting day on Sony Live and Sony Sports Network. Welcome. Vertical integration, capital allocation framework. क्या बात है? यहाँ पे बातें नहीं, बिजनेस बनाना आना चाहिए. अगर आपको बिजनेस बनाना आता है, तो आ जाओ. इस बार एक आइडिया और बिजनेस का जज्बा. बस इतना ही चाहिए शार्क टैंक इंडिया की रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए. Another place. It's like the store just continues. I hear footsteps. Motivating Mondays. Thrilling Tuesdays. Wholesome Wednesdays. Energizing Thursdays. Action-packed Fridays. Spirited Saturdays. Heroic Sundays. No 2 days are the same when you join Indian Army. भारतीय सेना सिर्फ सीमाओं की रक्षा नहीं, बल्कि सड़कें, पुल बनाने से लेकर पर्यावरण, आपदा सहायता, कौशल विकास और शिक्षा के जरिए राष्ट्र निर्माण में भी अपनी अहम भूमिका निभाती है. और यही सेवा भाव स्वास्थ्य सेवा में भी साफ दिखाई देता है. जहां पहुंचना मुश्किल है, वहां भारतीय सेना जरूरी स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं सीधे उन लोगों तक पहुंचाती है जिन्हें इसकी सबसे अधिक जरूरत होती है. कारगिल में लहराया जज्बा. हम तैयार हैं हर चुनौती के लिए. अब युद्ध सीमाओं तक सीमित नहीं. ये लड़ाई है डेटा, साइबर और स्पेस की. तीनों सेनाएं थल, जल, नभ अब एक सोच, एक तालमेल और एक संकल्प के साथ खड़ी है. Once they step in, the battlefield adjusts. Terrain bends. Enemy submits. Momentum is not created. It is imposed.
Mega Sporting Day on Sony Live and Sony Sports Network. Over and out.
Welcome back, everyone. We're all set for the second half of the contest. The first half, of course, it had its ups and downs. Nongkseh at the end of it all got a couple of goals. Not the best of goals that you would talk about. Of course, Kip Boklang getting a little heel flick to try and push it into the back of the net. We'll take a look at the available subs for both the sides. Of course, for Nongkseh, they've still got the likes of Chan Mitray to come on. Skillful Charyang as well, Ping Rope, and definitely not forget the big man, Shane Stevenson. And at the other end, Shreya Shvatikar, Afzal Nurani is already out in the centre. Mandeep is out in the centre. So those changes have happened. And now by Chetri, he can make a significant bit of impact. Make no mistake about that. Of course, both the sides will have added incentive to come on. We'll take a look at the goals. That was the first move there. Chesterpaul Lingdo being brought down. And from that penalty, it was a simple conversion there from Hari Cliff Nongri. And at the other end, of
Yeah,
course,
you felt the floodgates would open after that one, but it was a long while before the second goal came, and very, very fortuitously shot from distance, but it was a clever improvisation from Kiprok, recognising that that shot probably was going out wide. Just a little adjustment, flick tick, goal bound, and got his side into a 2-0 lead, which looks a lot better considering they haven't played anywhere near to their potential.
absolutely, they'll try and get some changes in, at least in terms of their gameplay. No changes from their end, of course, but a couple of changes for Mumbai Football Club that's already been made. And it's not that they have a very extended list of players who might come on. So, of course, the two changes that were being made in the first half, Mandeep Singh Multani coming on in place of Dwight Dabrio, and, of course, Afzal Nurani taking the place of Al-Azhar Deliwala. And once again, this is Rohit Ganguly in the commentary box alongside me, Pradyum Reddy. Well, Prad, in recent times, all the predictions that you've made, that's kind of come true. So, till the time the players take center stage, maybe it's high time that we get a quick prediction from you as well.
I think it's a tricky one. There's certainly going to be more goals in the second half. I think it's just a matter of how soon can Nongkseh score their next goal. If you feel they can score in the next 10-15 minutes, then I'm sure they can rack up more than 4 goals. The heads might drop from Mumbay, who've already made 2 substitutions and probably will already have their minds on that long trip back to the West Coast. But it's just a matter of what was said at halftime, how do the players react to what was said at halftime. Could be a little bit of fatigue from the Shillong League as well as the 2 previous games, but we need to see better quality now from Nongkseh.
Looks like Mumbay, they're going to make another potential change. We'll quickly confirm about the same. Of course, they'll need someone who can hold the ball out in the center. The way they are trying to roll the ball back in so quickly, they're trying to recycle the ball back into the attacking zone. It's leading to a lot of challenges for the attacking players, especially someone like Mandeep Singh Multani, someone like Afzal Nurani, because they're not able to get at the receiving end of the ball, and that's kind of going too far away from them. Another critical factor that's played an instrumental part in this game, that's the pitch. It's skidding off, there's dew as well, and of course, the ball kind of just at times bobbling up in very untoward ways. And that is something that both the sides will be worried about. We've seen players slipping left, right, and center, and we'll just hope that things kind of change out in the second half. And the change that we were talking about, it's Shreyash Vatikar, who's made his way into the center. We'll quickly confirm the man who's going off. But Shreyash Vatikar can very well be the one who possibly should be playing that pivot out in the midfield for Mumbai FC. But another critical factor for Mumbai that will be also one of the discussing points in the second half is in the last 2 games, the second 45 minutes has been quite a bane for them. And they'll like and change that stat. They'll like and come up with renewed vim and vigor. And what happens, we'll know in the upcoming 45 minutes as Mumbai FC gets the ball rolling taking on your frame from the left to the right in their yellow and in the attack as well. And on your frame getting the ball from the right to the left, and right now in defense, in their sky blues, it's Nongkseh. And the change confirmed, Dipendra going out, Shreyash Vatikar coming in. In Nongkseh, they'll try and get some early press in. Oh, that's a poor concession. Chance for Mumbay. Way too much time spent on the ball. Looking for some space out there. Afzal Nurani on the wide. And they get no space at all to try and drive the centre in. Nongkseh does well to win it back. And it'll be a throw-in at the end of it all for Nongkseh.
You've got to also see how Nongkseh come out in the second half. We saw the last time round, they went into the break with a 2-0 lead against Nongkseh and let that 2-goal lead slip immediately, conceding in the first 3 minutes of the second half, and then by the 50th minute they're already level pegging at 2-2. They want to make sure that they don't fall down that route again. Already have conceded a little bit of possession, and this is where they've got to come out and assert themselves as the home side.
Once again, a bit of chaos in the box, couple of players slipping there, but at the end of it all, Mumbay, they had these lines covered. So the delivery that did come in from the right eventually lost its mark. Mumbay now looking to come up with something of their own. Mandeep once again wide on the left, gets the cross in. Oh, that was a teasing delivery there. It had a bit of swerve on it as well, and Daraf looked completely startled by that.
Yes, no one really for him to aim for. I wonder if he's half a mind to just probably try and lift that towards the far post. Got it over the goalkeeper. Just always curling away from the goal. Didn't really have too many options in midfield. In the middle of the box for him to try and cross to. So we have another look at that. Reckless challenges going in. And he's definitely going to go into the book for that sort of a challenge. Came on as a substitute in the end of towards the middle of the first half, and was immediately in the thick of things, both in terms of attacking and in terms of how he's putting in some challenges. So Nurani goes in the book for Mumbay for that challenge. He's put in a few tough challenges, and eventually Pratik Mandala said it's time to level things, one yellow card apiece.
Corner for Nongkseh. Jesse Paulding, though, he was trying to win the ball, and of course from here on Nurani might have to be careful because yes, as you pointed out, he's been a bit too physical right from the very start. He's come on, and it's going to be Hari Nongri once again, the man who got the opening goal from the dreaded spot for Nongkseh, ready to whip that in. Gets the corner in play, and the header goes haywire. Joseph Naik asking for another corner, and looks like it's been given.
That's good movement. One person who stood still amongst all the chaos was Meban, big centre-back for Nongkseh, almost getting an early goal in the second half for his side.
The corner comes in from another end. Nicely headed away. Nongkseh getting in that early pressure, trying to get a third out pair and put the game to bed once and for all. And Jurwa going in for that run, but eventually couldn't make the most of this ball as it goes out of the park in front of him. Jurwa has been impressive from the left. A couple of balls that he's got hold of, the centers that he's delivered. Mumbay now trying to stick to that Route 1 brand of football. That's what they've been playing since the first half. Nongkseh now. Nicely done. Good little flick out there. And they go for shot, trying to swerve it towards the far post. The idea was right. The execution from Shanotarian needed a bit more burnish on it.
Yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth there, Rohit. Idea was right. Just opened his body up, looked to try and curl that into the far post. Just didn't get the right kind of purchase on that. Didn't get the curl to bring the ball back inside the frame of the post. It's a little bit better from Nongkseh in the second half. It's a lot better than their last game, where by this stage they'd thrown away a 2-goal lead and were facing a very, very revitalized Nongkseh in the second half.
You almost felt like they were just yawning at that point in time, and by the time they opened their eyes, rubbed it clean, they had conceded a couple of goals. And then they did wake up. We did feel that the floodgates might be opening in that game as well, and Nongkseh just might walk away with the bragging rights, but then good recovery from Nongkseh. That's another good ball. Jurwa, once again from the left, gets hold of the ball, looking for space, looking for his teammates, sets it back. Shanotaryang for Hadi Nongri. Hadi Nongri misses out the mark by whiskers. He won't have a second thought before firing one of those long rangers. He's quite proficient at those.
Yeah, you expect a lot better from him. A player of his ability, once he's got this onto his weak left foot, you still expect him to hit the target. Strikes it well. Just got underneath the ball a little bit too much, couldn't bring it down in time. And Pratik's happy to see that sail wide. But as things stand in the table, Nongkseh will move up to 4 points, level with Nongkseh, but they'll only have a goal difference of 0. And Nongkseh already sitting on a +5 goal difference, so you'll need at least 3 or 4 goals to get themselves in that sort of positive goal difference and sitting on 4 points. And Nongkseh, they'll hope Nongkseh don't win against Shillong Lajong. But the top 2 teams already, the best second place teams, East Bengal, Samaleshwari already having finished their 3 games sitting on 6 points. So 4's certainly not going to get you through to the next stage. It's just a matter of pride, local pride, in saying we finished above the likes of Nongkseh.
Hope is a beautiful thing, Brad. Hope is a dangerous thing as well. But then, at the end of it all, you've got to do your part. You've got to take charge and possibly finish the tournament on a high. Mumbay FC, however, they're still looking for that Durand opener for themselves. 3rd match in, they still haven't found themselves a goal. Kind of struggled. And Nongkseh, they come knocking on the doors again. Shanotaryang with a little flick, and Amjurwa gets hold of the ball. A little flare from him inside the box. And before Kit Buklang could claim it for himself, it was won away by Mumbay. Not the best of clearances though. Nongkseh does well. And they do very well, in fact. And Amjurwa sets it up for Kit Buklang, who in turn gets it in stride of Hadi. Hadi finds Chesterpaul. Chesterpaul cuts in, goes for the drive. Finds Pratik Chadha waiting for that.
Yeah, just a few too many touches from the Nongkseh players at time. They don't release the ball quicker. They hold on to it a little bit too long at times. You can just see how deep Mumbay are defending, how deep they drop into the box. And you can just see from the fitness levels, they're not used to playing at this sort of intensity at this level. There's a huge difference between the Mumbai Super Division and the leagues that they're accustomed to playing in, the Mumbai Premier League. It's not as competitive. It's nowhere near the standards of Shillong Premier League, where even the likes of Shillong Lajong, with their developmental side, not guaranteed to win it. You've seen Nongkseh, you've seen Nongkseh win Shillong Premier League over the last couple of seasons. And it's a very, very competitive league where at least there's 4 or 5 teams every season, the likes of Rangajit, Lajong, Nongkseh, Maulai, who can all put together teams that can really challenge for that title. And a lot of the sides also, when they compete in the likes of the I-League 2nd Division or 3rd Division, do cause problems for a lot of teams. It's a very difficult place to come and get points for teams.
Nongkseh, they come knocking on the doors again. Great ball in. And a crucial header as well. Unfortunately, they've lost the ball. Enam Jurwa goes on. The chance still remains. And Chester Lingo makes Mumbai FC as numb as they can get. It's Chester. The numbness for the opposition is as natural as it gets. Third goal in. And Pratik Jadhav looks like he's taken a massive blow.
Yeah, the plaudits are going to go to Chester Lingdo. His name goes on the score sheet, but a lot of credit there for Ainam Jurwa. Brilliant work once the ball came into this wide area. You felt initially as that cross came in, the defender cleared it. Took a little bit of a heavy touch, but look at this. He just gets up immediately, reacts quickly, quick feet, sets up his teammate. Didn't quite fall for Shano Tariang. But this is what you got to admire this kid. Gets up immediately, not there. Picks the ball up, quick little feet, dances past a couple of defenders, and then just that recognition, teammates in a better position. Can I lay it off to him? Shano can't. Chester Paul can.
A statement there from the man who's been working tirelessly since the last game. And that's a confirmation, the goal scorer, Chester Paul Lingdo. Just that little nutmeg, that little cheeky nutmeg there from Enam Jurwa. That made all the difference. Left Mumbay stunned, and Pratik Jadhav looks like he's struggling with his shin there. I'm pretty sure when the knock came that if he's not able to take any more part in this game, we might see Jebishan coming back on for Mumbai Football Club.
Yeah, it just looked like it was in his frustration to smack the ball away, possibly kicked into one of the Mumbai players. This could also be one of those injuries where your pride is probably a little bit hurt. Seems to be the ankle is moving. He'll only be getting on that stretcher if he's coming off the field and there's a replacement goalkeeper in Jebishan. And that looks to be the case. Probably doesn't want to concede too many more. Conceded 3 and feels, thank you very much, that's my night, my 60 minutes. Let somebody else have a go.
And they just have Jebishan on the bench. And this will be their 4th change already. Looks like he's in visible agony. That little knockout there might have just got his ankle in a bit of a mess. He'll need some treatment. Yes, it is Jebishan L ready to come on for Mumbai. Looks like another change is also getting ready. Ashraf Ahmed Khan is the man ready to come on too. That's a confirmation. Jebishan taking place of Pratik Jadhav. And a tough challenge for him because right now, Nongkseh, they are firing on all cylinders. And Ashraf Ahmed Khan making his way into the center. We'll quickly confirm who's the man who's gone off. We resume action straight after the goal of Chester Paul Lingdo. It looks like Fez has gone out. And Nongkseh just doesn't want to take any risk. Gets a little boot to it. Nicely done. In fact, Mumbai, they will fancy their chance and they'll win a throw-in as well.
Well, that's 60 minutes in and all 5 substitutions already being made by Mumbai FC. 1 forced, 4 unforced substitutions or tactical ones from the coach. So you're going to have to see out his remaining 30 minutes. With the players that they have at their disposal at the moment on the field. We certainly feel those players that are on the field are going to have to show some discipline, some determination to keep the scoreline in a respectable manner. Otherwise, the scoreline could end up similar to how the Nongkseh game did. You just don't feel their fitness levels are quite there compared to the teams from Shillong.
Ishwaq Ahmed Khan coming on in place of Ahmed Faiz Khan. Another cross from the right. Won't bother Durand much with that. Cool, calm collection there. Gets it rolling in no time. Nongkseh, another one of those long balls from the right. And they are sensing out. Kit Boklang gets hold of it. He's got options. Sets it up for Shanotarian, who flicks it back. Possibly could have actually latched onto the ball. That would have given him a better sight at the goal, or possibly a better scope to try and open things up for his teammates. First touch on the ball for Javishan. With Nongkseh getting hold of the ball way too easy. Hadi looking for it. Kind of dispossessed. Good cheekiness there from Mandeep. Nongkseh were always quick, always alert, and watchful as well. The way they are winning the ball. Kit Boklang now getting too many options as well. Chesterpole, Hadi, a little flip from the back. Referee says that's very tender. You can hear the songs in the stands already. That's what happens when you're in Shillong. And this time, going a bit too early with that release there, Kit Boklang allows Mumbai to win the ball back.
It's one of those really frustrating games to watch, both from if you're a Nongkseh fan and even just a neutral who's shown up at the stadium expecting a lot more from the home side. You've seen them in the Shillong Premier League play much better brand of football. They started this tournament with a very impressive outing against Shillong Lajong. They didn't quite get the points. They caused a lot of trouble for the big boys from Shillong. Tonight you just feel they've not showed a patch on that kind of quality that they showed against the likes of Nongkseh, against the likes of Lajong. Maybe a little complacency, walked into this game thinking, it's a done deal, they're going to pick up all 3 points. The points are certainly there, the performance hasn't been.
Talking about Shillong's big boys, the next game from the group decider, will have everything to play for. Shillong Lajong versus Lansing. If Shillong wins, then they make it head and shoulders above everyone else. Another lovely bit of move out there. Once again, a bit too late on that occasion there. Kit Boklang failing to capitalize on the ball that was set into his stride. Should have been better. A bit of an early press from Mumbay, but eventually, a bit of a slip up for the goalkeeper as well. That's something that Mumbai might try and fancy, seeing the goalkeeper slip. But for that, they'll have to at least get hold of the ball. And Nongkseh, they're relentless. Another one of those knocks forward, trying to control that. The first touch goes all wrong, pushes the ball away from him, allows Mumbai to win it back. And now they want to try and open things up. Afzan Nurani, trying to be cheeky, just deposits the ball.
That's a glorious build-up from Nongkseh. It was a poor first touch from Hardy, but did he need to take that touch? Right in front of goal, just pass that into the back of the net. I think they're guilty at times today. Nongkseh certainly have taken that extra touch. And a lot of times a really, really poor first touch at times.
Another chance. The woodwork denies them. Possession stays alive. Hardy goes from distance. And that's a good clearance there. An acrobatic one coming from Mumbai. But Nongkseh, they come again. And a very bizarre back header there. Mandeep had no clue where the ball was, where his man was, so he didn't take any risk.
Yeah, struck that really well. Tensai has been impressive all game. And when that bounced back, once again, do you need to take that touch? You've got to be on your toes, expecting that ball to come back to you. Just side foot that into the empty net.
And that's the last of Kit Boklang that we've seen. Shane Stevenson comes out to the centre. played an impressive role in the last game. Corner number 8 for Nongkseh. Overwhelming superiority. Curls it into the traffic. And the header, as lofty as the sky. The target, however, not even close to the bullseye.
Yeah, just about 30 minutes now for Sheen Stevenson to come on and show what he's capable of. He looked very, very lively in the first game against Lajong, against his former side. Not quite as impressive against Nongkseh. And he's certainly one of those who, from the word on the street, the word in the grapevine, he is attracting a little bit of attention from some IFL sides. Probably be keen to add a signature once the Shillong Premier League season finishes.
That is why these upcoming 25 minutes, let's say around 5 minutes of additional time, might just give him an added incentive to try and impress, because again, it's a bigger stage. Another fine run there. Great ball into the path of Chesterpol, flicks it there towards the far side, and Amjurwa controls that, brings it down, a little dummy, and eventually it goes all the way to Mumbay. For a moment it felt like they were trying to set it up for their own teammates, and it goes out to the park for a throw-in. The way Nongkseh have been pressing out in the second half. Of course, their attack has looked a lot better in the second half than they were in the first half. Maybe because that complacency that did come in. I'm fairly sure Joseph Naik must have given them a talking to and said, get back to your senses. We want to make this a statement win. Let's score as many goals as we can. A fine long ball. And this can be a chance here. Chesterpol pulls it back for Sheen Stevenson. However, he fails to put the sheen that he was looking forward to.
Absolutely, Rohit. But credit to him, a much better first touch than all of his teammates so far inside the box. Just clever movement, find half the outer space, kills the ball dead. And once he's in that position, you'd expect someone with experience of Sheen to probably find the opposite corner and make the goalkeeper have to work for that one. And the keeper has come on in the second half, Jevishan. Grateful for that ball to come straight at him.
And a change for Nongkseh. Shano Tarian. His dues for the night have been paid. It's going to be Skillful Tarian who will be taking his place. Skillful Tarian did come on for Shano Tarian in the last game as well. Now, he's not a like-for-like replacement, but he usually operates more like at times as a withdrawal forward, but loves to play as the central attacking midfielder instead of settling down deep like the way at times Shano Tarian might like to do. Nongkseh again, so composed because there's hardly any pressure on them from Mumbai. They're chasing the ball as if they're chasing a ghost. Not even aware of what's happening around them, more like reactive and adaptive. And that is one of the reasons why Nongkseh are looking a lot more dangerous and destructive. Sheen again pushes it slightly to the left, where Amjurwa does well to control it. Gets it onto the left, a little deflection. Mumbai looking for space. Back for Mumbai. And again gets the pass wrong. Allows Nongkseh to win it back in Amjurwa. Pushes it to Sheen Stevenson into the left. Sheen cuts in. Sheen goes for shot. That's a very feeble shot, to be honest. Way too easy for Mumbai to clear their lines. And knock it forward. Is that the opening that they're hunting for? Can be a chance. Does well to deceive the defender. Sets it up. Oh my word. He didn't even nudge that. A nudge could have been more powerful. Shreyash Vatikar should have gone all guns blazing at that. And all he's done is just prodded it into the goalkeeper's hands. But Mumbai now still believing that they can get a goal for themselves. Their first goal in the history of Durand Cup. Afzan Nurani pushes it away. But that's a good ball to be played. Can he keep that in? No, it goes away. And throw in for Nongkseh.
Yeah, just a bit of complacency settling in as Nongkseh pushed too many men forward. bit lazy in their defending. You look at where the centre backs are. Meban's done well to recover. It's a 2v1 opportunity, and Shreyas Bhatika's got to score there. Open goal. And just again, the sub who's come on. That just once again just demonstrates the difference in quality between these two sides. We've seen that in this season's 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup. There's just a huge difference between the sides that in almost all of the groups, the teams that are sitting in the fourth place, with the exception of possibly Group D and maybe Group F, a couple of the other teams, negative 11 goal difference for Bagpat, negative 13 for the Sri Lankan Army team, negative 16 for CISF, and Mumbai at the moment sitting on minus 13 as well. It could well be a lot more. And it just begs the question, next year, should they have some kind of a seeding system or qualifying system to ensure that the competition's a little bit more balanced? Doesn't really do anybody any good playing in these sort of games where there's such a big mismatch and teams haven't really earned the right to play in a tournament as prestigious as the Indian Oil Durand Cup.
You get a +1 on that. That definitely is also my belief that you might just try and introduce a bit of a qualifier for the Durand Cup, because it's, as you said, it's a prestigious tournament, Asia's oldest tournament. Ashfaq losing his foothold on that one, and Nongkseh straight away into the attack. Again, a bit of a heavy push there. Work to be done. The slide does come in the nick of time. The danger's not over. And skillful Taryang being clipped, is it? In fact, Carlos Chalam was the man who was clipped, and the referee blows the whistle, awarding a free kick for sure. He might hold his ears, more like a sign of redemption, but the referee says you'll still get the yellow card.
That pretty much sums it up. You got a player, tackling from behind and then holding your ears to try and say, please don't book me. Maybe that works in the Mumbai Super Division, but at this elite level, a clumsy challenger there, it's 100% a yellow card. It's just facing the wrong way. There's absolutely no need to go in and make that challenge. It's not just gone in once, he's gone in twice to make sure he makes contact with the player. This is a player who's been around the circuit, Dhruv Pandya.
Hardy goes on the ground, and the clearance does come in. But at the expense of a corner nonetheless. Nongkseh, they'll keep on pressing hard and they'll keep on pressing high. They know that the tired legs of Mumbai FC are opening doors for themselves. Hardy himself, he'll want more quality on those deliveries. Gets the corner in, confusion in the box. Nobody capitalizes. Possession, however, stays alive. Hardy wins it back. Hardy delivers towards the far side. That's going to be a corner at the other end. Is it? No, in fact, the ref believes the final touch came off a Nongkseh player.
And they've just got absolutely no aerial ability whatsoever. Nongkseh, so many times in the crosses, players who are just jumping for the sake of jumping with no real intent of attacking the ball and trying to get their head on it. And that's probably one of their biggest weaknesses, and they can struggle against sides that can defend properly.
Bhatikar once again coming up in the open, had a chance. Players struggling hard to control the ball. It's either skidding away from them, or by the time they're coming around, they're not in a very comfortable position, especially for Mumbai. And that's wonderfully done. Knocks it forward. Shane Stevenson has got acres of space. He's got Chesterpol arriving as well. Drags it back, and rightly so. Chesterpol gets hold of the ball, but fails to bring it close to that goal frame.
That's once again, you look at this counter-attack. Once it fallen to Sheen earlier, he had the opportunity to play Chester in earlier. Once it falls to Chester Paul, that's a poor attempt from, again, player of his ability. Got to be able to do better than that.
Another horrible mistake, a chance. And Hardy, that's a very feeble effort. You would expect Hardy to finish from these range. It's like he's the king of these. And then he just lets one go.
Yeah, if you thought the previous miss was bad, this is a lot worse. One-on-one against the goalkeeper. And the ball just ricochets. Poor defending falls to Chester Paul. It's a poor first touch, gets the ball stuck under his foot. And then just hits it straight at the goalkeeper.
Another chance, and that's number 4. Carlos Chulam registers his name on the score sheet with a wonderful run. And then a strong drive above an advancing Jebishan, who gets no chance to try and get hold of it. Nongkseh now making it a show to savor.
Yeah, a little bit better now from the midfielder. Recognizing Chester Paul. There he goes. The way you keep missing, I'm not passing to you. I'm going to go all on my own. And this is how you finish. Hit it hard. Hit it into the roof of the net. The goalkeeper just going underneath the ball. Probably just got beaten by the pace of the strike. No. Redemption for Carlos Salam. Picked up a yellow card earlier on, and now at least his name is on the score sheet for the right reasons.
Absolutely, goes without saying. Such a young talent, such a raw talent as well. You just got to harness him right. Mumbay now looking for some space. Shreyash Vatikar as well looking for redemption. He's missed out an absolute sitter. Nongkseh, just take a look at how quickly they get hold of the ball. And here comes another counter-attack. You're not afraid. Inam Jurwa now has shuffled to the right. Sheen gets the ball in and Ashfaq clears it for the sake of it. It's more like he lost his control as well. Throw in for Nongkseh. Joseph Naik wants more goals. And he possibly wants this to be the highest scoring affair against Mumbay. They still have time. Sheen gets it along the ground. Too feeble, to be honest. Should have got that aerial factor in. And now Mumbay, can they break free? Trying to knock it forward. Good bit of chemistry. And just on cue, gets the commentator's curse alive. Plays it in a very feeble manner. Possession stays alive with Nongkseh. Chester Paul to Sheen Stevenson. He's got Hardy! And Hardy from that range won't miss. It's a gift on a silver platter. And thank you very much, says Hardy Nongri, as Mumbay FC are being obliterated in the fortress of Shillong.
Yeah, once again, just carved open on the right side. Sheen squaring that ball, and Hardy trying his best almost to miss it. It's a really poor contact on the ball, but he's so close to the goal that any sort of contact is going to roll into the net. They conceded 5 against Langsing. They conceded 5 against Shillong Lajong, and they've conceded 5 again already tonight. And if they don't sort themselves out now in the dying minutes of this game, there's still 10 minutes plus injury time to be played. This could very well be in excess of 7 or 8 goals.
That's a confirmation of the 5th goal. Hardy getting his brace. Navzad Noorani trying desperately to keep the ball away from his own defensive zone. It's not that he's making a very good work of it. Nongkseh again gets hold of the ball. They're toying around right now. And they get hold of the ball again. Hardy tries to set it up for Chester Paul. The way Mumbay, they're just giving away the ball. Feels like Christmas season is around the corner. Boxing Day is around the corner.
You know, Well, they set themselves up in their formation, which looked like a Christmas tree. And they've certainly been dishing out presents to Nongkseh, to Nongkseh and to Shillong. And to come to Shillong, the long journey, the only side that's not from this region.
She went for one from distance. Another cross. Nicely chested down. Lost control, however. Mandeep, using the towering stature of his, knocks it forward. And that's brilliantly done. Nam was instrumental in the last game. As it stands, of course, they'll take Nongkseh to 4 points. The goal difference, of course, +3 in their favor for now. But their position will only change if they get more goals. Another long hit! And my word, Devishant has made an absolute hash of affairs. And Nongkseh rather are scoring for fun. Kalash Chalam registers his brace as well. And Mumbai has got no answer.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. If you don't keep your concentration levels up, this could quite easily become embarrassing for Mumbai. Straight at the goalkeeper. Hasn't even got his hands in the right position. Hands up. You shouldn't be conceding goals at this level in that manner. It's a really, really poor goal. It's amateur goalkeeping at best. 6 goals now. They're getting closer to going ahead of Lansing on goal difference. And if Lansing don't win their remaining game, Nongkseh will finish second, but not high enough to go through to the next stage, but at least for some bragging rights.
Absolutely, for some bragging rights. At least you want to finish higher above your state counterparts. It's pride on the line, it's glory on the line, and Mumbai doesn't really look like they have the faintest of inklings about what you're up against, what's hitting them, what's buffeting their boat over and over again. One thunderbolt after the other. They're having a brain fade moment at this point in time. Hardy, too ambitious, and that goes out of the park.
That's another brain fade moment from Hardy, trying to shoot from that distance, but he's seen how his teammate Carlos has scored from a closer range with a shot that was straight at the goalkeeper and just felt he just needed to hit the target. Couldn't keep it down. But at the moment, CISF protectors have conceded 16 goals and were sitting as the worst placed team in this Indian Oil Durand Cup. At the moment, as things stand, Mumbai level with them, having conceded 16 goals and not scored a single one.
And Nongkseh coming up once again. Tomorrow we have Mohammedan Sporting taking the yard against the Army Sports. They know that they'll have their task cut out as well. Mohammedan will want to win this game. The Indian Army, they have a chance to make it through as well. So of course it will be a battle. And then the game in the evening, Naroka will be locking horns with Rengtai. There was another great ball for Mumbai. Mumbai now, can they get something of a consolation strike? Afzan Nurani tries to swing his boot at that, and that goes horribly wrong.
Again, Rohit, it just begs the question again, looking at these players who are struggling to compete at this level. They didn't even finish top in Group B in the Mumbai Super Division, or Premier League as it's called, Mumbai Premier League. You conceded 17 goals in 9 games, almost 2 goals a game. Way off the pace in terms of the leaders of Group B.
Shin again.
Struggle at this level.
Sets it up. Chance after chance here for Nongkseh. And they go on. A bit of an overdrive on that one. Knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, skillful Tariang trying to sort of dance his way past multiple players. Very honest of him. Could have easily just stuck his foot there and gone down with the way the challenges were coming in. Yeah, but just going back to it, the difference in levels of the leagues across India is pretty evident. We've seen some of the sides. You can understand if it's some of the services teams which don't play regularly at top level competitions, but it's a real wake up call to show the difference between the top sides in Shillong Premier League versus the sort of middle table sides in the Mumbay Premier League.
Nongkseh, they will still try and get a few more goals maybe. In this tournament we've seen goals being scored in plenty. Knocks it forward. Acres of space. Can he eventually keep the ball in play? He does. Yes, he does. In Amjurwa. And no ensuing challenge came in. That was surprising. Another cross. Another chance. But looks like the offside flag has already gone up. So Hari Nongkseh will have to come back just with a smile on his face.
Blown his whistle for Hardy climbing on the back of the defender. Just rotating his squad now, giving the likes of John Mitra team an opportunity to get some valuable minutes, maybe rest some players with Shillong Premier League games coming up. And for Mumbay FC, the final whistle couldn't come any sooner. They'll be hoping the assistant referee doesn't put anything more than 3 minutes of time added on at the end of the game. Seen how many they conceded against Nongkseh in the dying moments.
No, it's not that the added time will have much consequence on the game. The gulf between the two sides, the daylight between the two sides, it's way too overwhelming. So obviously, had this extra time, maybe a 1-goal difference or a 2-goal difference, would have made any difference, then possibly it would have made sense to give that added bit of time. But there's not much difference in the game that will happen, and of course, also the kind of body language that Mumbai FC has right now. It's more like they just want to be put out of their misery. So yes, you're right. I think Brad, maybe 3 minutes around, and that should be enough. And of course, Nongkseh, they'll want a goal more. It's more like a statement for them. They know that they'll have to try and push it. Well, that's a great bit of move-ups. And Nurani cuts back. Gets the minus, but just doesn't find one of his own. Allows Nongkseh to get hold of the ball and start driving forward, but just doesn't get the pass right.
What's surprising is we have a 6-0 scoreline, and Nongkseh haven't even played anywhere close to their ability.
Shane Stevenson, this time just put a Shane to his name, makes it a 7-goal affair. And Mumbai, they have been doomed to destruction. Nongkseh, on the other hand, riding high on their number 7, are in the 7th heaven as they get their 7th goal of the game.
Yeah, the number 7 who's come on as a substitute, a huge hole in that defence, just walks straight through it, lifts it over the keeper. This is what we're talking about. Ever alive as a substitute, come on, knows there's players watching. Doesn't matter what the opposition is, you've got to do your job, be professional, put the ball in the back of the net. That's definitely given them an opportunity now to finish 2nd in this table. And now, as things stand, Mumbay have conceded the most goals in this Indian Oil Durand Cup, a minus 17 goal difference.
7 goals in. Nongkseh are absolutely enjoying themselves out there. They're hunting for sport right now. They're hunting for fun. They're just trying to make this scorecard look like a statement. Something that has been done by East Bengal before. Something that has been done by Mohun Bagan before. Just want to replicate and recreate this. Once again, almost putting a finger in the eye and telling you that this is where we stand. Ref says advantage. Sheen through the center. A little nutmeg. In Nongkseh they go on. Just 3 minutes of added time as we talked about. A little push out there. Nicely controlled. Nongkseh again looking for something of their own. Good bit of chemistry there. Just couldn't get that second touch right. Oh, wonderfully done. Another cross comes in. Asfaq. Where did he put it in? That could have been troublesome, but eventually goes straight into the hands of Jebishan. Nongkseh wins it back again. Another little flick out there. Slightly feeble, to be honest. But they come around. A little push. That was too heavy, and the referee awards a free kick for Mumbai.
Yeah, nothing really in that. Just a bit of a mercy rule from the referee. Pratik Mondal recognising probably could have been another goal if he had let things play on, and possibly why they've only added 3 minutes of time added on. And it's another nothing sort of a contact where players are going down. And you see, as things stand, level on goal difference, Nongkseh as well as Langsning. Just a case of if Langsing drop points or lose against Shillong Lajong, they'll obviously go down a notch.
Nongkseh, however, wants to be assertive in terms of stats. They want an 8 before the group decider takes place on 13th. You want to make it an 8-goal affair. You want to keep on coming. Too many players, almost a melee of yellow jerseys in the box. So too hard to try and crack free. Again, a very poorly orchestrated challenge there. Free kick for Nongkseh. Yellow card. Flash to Pravin Kumawat.
They're just so late with their challenges some of the time. And this is a little bit embarrassing from the Mumbay players. You've been well and truly beaten on the field. There's no point trying to show your strength. It's a reckless challenge. We're just trying to get Carlos booked, who's already on a yellow card. A simple thing. Carlos just needs to point to the scoreboard and say, just, hey, look at that. And that says it all.
Can very well be the last roll of the dice. Or maybe a bit of added few seconds on. Not that it'll make much difference. It all depends on how Pratik Mondal sees this. It's going to be Pin Suting with the free kick. He's got Ibiang as well next to him. Pin himself will take that. Floats that. And that eludes everyone. And with this, we come to the end of the game as Nongkseh has destroyed Mumbai FC, mercilessly and as ruthlessly as possible. A massive sigh of reprieve for Joseph Naik. A 7-0 victory for Nongkseh will give them their first win in the history of the 135th edition of Durand Cup. Braces from Hadi Nongri and Carlos Chalam, followed by goals from Sheen Stevenson, has helped them to achieve that 7-goal cushion. We'll take a look at the numbers game. 64% ball possession, 26 shots from Nongkseh, 39.